Light's a little funky, but decided I'd come outside today. It's just beautiful. It's cold, but it's pretty. So decided to take you on a little field trip out to my backyard. So hope you don't mind. I know I'm late posting, but it was a holiday weekend, so I'm okay with it. Let's jump into it. So here's what I learned this week, the week of February 12th, 2024. I think the theme this week is perseverance. And so I have to tell a little bit of a story in order to get to what I mean by that. And so we'll go back to when I started my business. Even before I started my business, I've been a podcast consumer. And when I was working for the church before I started my company, we did a podcast during COVID, and it was a lot of fun. And so my friend and I, who used to work at the church as well, when we both started our own companies, we said, something we'd like to do just as kind of like a good creative muscle to work is to do a podcast. And so we started this podcast. I don't think I've mentioned it before. It's called Entrepreneurs, like entrepreneur, except you take off the newer and you replace it with nines, like the number, but spelled out. And really, it's just been kind of chronicling our business journeys and what we're learning and the lessons and things like that, and just us kind of sharing what it's been like. And so we've been doing that for almost 2 years, and we're releasing our 41st episode this week. It's just been awesome. And so Persevering. All right, so coming back around to Perseverance. So I've always been a podcast person, and I've thought for a while now that it would be awesome to have like a podcast studio in our area. There's a few in Baltimore and like DC, and it's just, you got to travel a ways. And so like if we could have something closer, I know there's a lot of creators around here, and I know there's a lot of business owners who would enjoy having a space like that. There's a creative space in Annapolis, and I reached out to the owners and I just said like, hey, don't know if you'd be willing to give it a shot, but I'd like to try. We've had some really awesome meetings, and it's working its way there. But the biggest thing so far, it has to do with the studio, but it kind of doesn't have to do with the studio. And that is that, like, I showed up to a meeting last week, and one of the first things they asked was, would you teach a podcasting camp? And I said yes almost immediately, but I said yes almost immediately because 3 years ago, when I was sketching out what I wanted my business to be, a element of that was that eventually I wanted to teach kids. I wanted to have, or the community in general, like I wanted to have a space and a place where people could come and they could learn. They could learn about video, audio, media in general. Like I wanted people to have places to learn and to grow in their ability to create. And so for 3 years later, again, kind of like there's themes within all of these different vlogs, right? But like 3 years later, with just a little bit of effort on my part to have somebody open that door for me to teach a camp, it's part of the dream coming true. It's perseverance in the way that, like, I think you go through life looking for the opportunities that you really are passionate about, you really want to, you grab onto, and you just have to be willing to see it in the moment that it's come, and I think that is one of the things that has happened this week. The other thing is just I got to do a shoot this week with a friend who is starting his own business in finance, and we've talked for a long time about trying to create something together, and he's been really supportive, and we finally are starting. So, it's just those little things of, it may not happen now for you, it may not happen tomorrow for you, but like, can you hang in there and can you keep pursuing long enough until the right doors open? So I think that's what I learned this week. Sun's starting to get in my face a little bit. Sorry about that. That's what I learned this week, the week of February 12th, 2024. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you're enjoying these. They're good for me. So I'll keep doing them. All right. I'll see you next week. Bye.